Hello creatives, and welcome to my channel. For December we are doing the 12 designs of Christmas, and basically what that is 12 designs across the month of December leading up to Christmas. And I usually have a theme every time I do this. So this year's theme is 12 designs of Christmas across time, which is pretty much 12 designs all involving the Christmas spirit all through the last 12 decades basically. So today we're starting in the year 1910, and if you guys like a little bit of art history while having a lot of like design with the iPad going on, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We have hit 500 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you all so much. I'm super grateful for everyone who has subscribed, and I hope you guys learn a little bit about art history today. So let's dive into 1910. So as I said, we're doing 1910, and 1910 was all about futurism. So you have lots of geometric shapes, lots of like fonts creating like lots of expression and lots of movement and such like that. So some of the more famous fonts during this time was fonts like Hobo, Rockwell, and even what's the other one I'm thinking of? They're not really made in the time frame, but like Haas Round is a newer one. Ditto is an older one. You can find Ditto as going in with the same font family. Carlson, I think Carlson was another font that was really famous. Like if you're really into typography, you may know a little bit about this. Ditto is kind of like in the same style, but it's not in, it wasn't created in the 1900s. It was created like in the early 1800s. But we're going to be using a little bit of that typography history, and we're going to design some holiday decor pieces that are all about pretty much typography. So some of the bits for 1910, especially with futurism, was to break out of the classic modern, as like the classical type of art. So let's get into this. I'm going to do a few layers. Layer 1, I have some fonts already chosen. I think I'm going to do one of the originals. I have it right here. And this is going to be big, so I want this to be large. Even larger, even larger, even larger. There we go. So we are at, oh, let's do 138, just for a nice even round number. There we go. So I have like this nice big font. You may see this type of Christmas decor. We're making Christmas decor pieces with this. You may see some of this as like freestanding blocks or freestanding pieces, or you can even put this as vinyl on ornaments if you would like to. I'm not printing them, they're staying digital, but might be an idea for decor for myself for next year. We'll see. But for this, I have Rockwell. If I open my properties panel over here, this is the Rockwell font. You can change from regular to italic, bold, bold italic. I'm really liking the bold, to be honest with you. I think we'll do bold. And we can make this into a beautiful like Christmas red. So let's do that first. And as you can see, this is going to take up the entire expanse of the little decor piece. This is 12 inches, so it's a foot long, foot this way, and then 15 tall, so I can have multiples. For this one, I think, let's see, let's make it red first of all. This nice bright red. Ooh, there we go. Now with this era, they also had some added accents around, so I may do like a stroke here and there. I may add some fun geometric shapes to this just to make it a little bit more lively, because in the 1910s they did want their fonts to really create a lot of the emotion itself and really like give you and evoke the feeling that you're supposed to feel, like the emotion you're supposed to feel from the actual font and how it was placed and how they manipulated it and stuff. By the way, what do you guys think of my Christmassy background? I tried. There might be some things added to it later. We'll see. I'm thinking we might add a stroke for now. I might change this later, but I might do a stroke for now. I'm going to add this like deep dark red. And to add a stroke, you can just tap on the stroke color selector over here, and you can choose color from your swatches, or you can create your own. I chose just the basic dark red swatch that they have there. I'm going to go over here to my properties panel, swipe down, and there's a whole bunch of new options under appearance once you have a fill and stroke color on your artwork. So I'm going to change the stroke to, let's do 3. 3 would be good. I may even do a stroke, like an accessory stroke behind, so we'll see. We'll see. All right, so we have our text here. I don't want it to say Lorem Ipsum, so I'm going to choose my text tool. Let us take it down to, I think, about 130. Let's see. That's still too big. 120. Now, I would never normally choose fonts this size, but since it's for decor, you know, I think it's okay. There we go. Now that we have it like this, I'm going to add some more accents to it. I'm going to make it really evoke some fun emotion. So let's have it selected, and then we're going to go over here to our type tool over here, and on the right toolbar, we're going to outline the text. So then it all becomes shapes. Done. Ungroup. So they're all ungrouped, so I should be able to select each individual one, and I can, which is great. Make the H in happy and the H in holidays much bigger and taller, because in this era they had a lot of really, really bold, large initial letters as far as like the beginnings of words. So those letters were always very huge and slightly ornate, and then the rest of the font was a bit smaller but still pretty big and evoked the emotion through its movement. So doing a lot of hand movements today. Sorry guys. Okay, so I'm going to choose this one, hold down my touch selector and make it a bit bigger. Unconstrained move it. I don't typically like to do that, but it's the time, it's the era. Choose all of these by holding down my touch selector and selecting all of them with my Apple Pencil. This might actually be too big now that I'm looking at it, so let me decrease it a bit. There we go. You can also drag your Apple Pencil across the artboard to select, and over whatever you want to select everything all together if you want. There we go. I'm going to start about there, and I'm going to make it go up. So these need to all be a bit bigger as well. And they're going to float up. And since these are now shapes, I can even go in and choose and select all the points that I want, and then I can drag it down and really make it flow and have like this nice line. Alright, so we have happy there, and then we're going to do holidays. So I may even decrease this quite a bit now that we have everything in place. Move these closer together. I don't need that one. I can just copy this one by selecting it and pressing the double page to duplicate it. I can just bring it right on over. If you're finding it difficult to line things up, especially with fonts, you can always go into your precision icon right here underneath the properties panel in the right toolbar, activate your rulers. And since Illustrator on the iPad just came out with grids and guides, you can tap and drag from the ruler with your Apple Pencil for a guide to help you, so that way you can line everything up perfectly, just like so. You can also change the color of these guides as well. I think I showcased that in my last, not my last video, the video before. I'll pop it up on the screen somewhere. This seems to be a little too thin for this. All right, and then we can do the same thing for the word holidays. The last thing to do is just to make sure all your spacing between your letters is correct. And now we can add some fun geometric shapes to this to finish it off nice and neat. I think I'm just going to add little triangles to make it look like Christmas trees in a way. So I'm going to add them with no stroke, because geometric shapes were pretty big around this time. If you want to rotate a shape like I just did, and you want to make sure that it snaps to the correct angle, you can pull on this handle here, hold down your touch selector, and it snaps at every degree angle. Just like that. There we go. And I think I'm going to copy these ones, duplicate these, pull them over. Now you can even select multiple shapes like I did here. And then over here in this bar graph icon, you can align them to where they have enough even spacing between each element by choosing the distribute and the one that has the middle horizontally. And it moved the middle shape up a little bit, so now I know that they are perfectly aligned spatially. So it kind of gives you like this illusion that there are like Christmas trees through here, which is really quite cute. I think I might do a third one over here. I'll just move this one over. And then do the same thing, distribute vertically. There we go. And let's do some fun lines in here as well. Now instead of having this red, I'm going to switch my fill for my stroke, and then I'm going to make the stroke white. Just so it has something fun in there, because there was a lot of lines and geometric shapes and like lots of movement happening during this era. There we go. So we have something that looks like this. Now, for instance, if this was going to be made on a wooden block, I would certainly add a lot more white to this to make it look like it's gonna pop and stand out. But I think this ended up being really, really good. Now you can add a lot more features to this if you would like to, but I just thought that this would be really, really neat for a futuristic piece of decor. Let's say this was on a wooden block. There we are. So it may end up looking something like this. Now this is just one example. You guys are more than welcome to test this out for yourself. Use some old style fonts so that way you can get a very similar look. But this is kind of what I had in mind as far as a little decor piece that you can put on your table or mantle or something. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stick around for the next 11 videos because there's going to be 12 in total, all leading up to Christmas. And I will see you soon, creatives.